Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Facebook Friday with Erik here, and excited for this week. We're going to talk about perspective and really your view on life and how you see things. And it may not be exactly what you thought, So let's get into the show. Hey guys, and welcome to the show this week. Erik here, and this is Facebook Friday. Welcome to Facebook Friday with Erik. Guys, I am so glad that you're here today. Thanks for watching this show. Thanks for tuning in every single week. We do this show live every Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. I think this is our 90th show. Could be wrong, but we're somewhere around there. That's at least the recorded ones. We had a bunch before, so I would say this is at least 100 or more. But I'm grateful that you guys are here every single week. It's been fun. So, quick question for you. What's been on your mind? I just read a post this morning that said the market is slowing down. Where are you in the market? What's going on with your real estate? I've been showing homes to a couple of my friends lately who are buying a house here locally, and it's just crazy to see what's going on in the market. We've seen some houses that have 20 plus offers within the first 48 hours. I've seen other houses that are sitting on the market for weeks, if not like 45, 50 plus days. They're taking price reductions. What's going on in your area? What's going on in the market? Tell me that. Post something in below in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' reaction to things. Number one, I appreciate you being here for the show. Number two, I really commend you for spending the time to make your business better and do things. We talk on this show about how to make your business better. The real estate agent, this is for you. So what are you doing in your business right now that we can help you with? What are some of the things that you're struggling with? We're trying to come up with relevant content to the things that you guys need in your life right now. And I think this is going to be a good topic today. We're talking about perspective and how your mind sees things, how you are affected by maybe some of the challenges that are going on in your life. So let's get into that. But number one, I want to show up in your guys' content. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to motivate you, push you, drive you, encourage you, teach you, all that great stuff. So when you go to our page, there's a little button that will say how you view my content. And I want to be seen first. So there's a little thing that says see first. Click that button, check it out. Make sure that I show up in your feed first. I would love it. It would mean the world to me to show up there. And if you get tired of me, just dismiss me and move me aside and see something else. But I want to be here every day in your lives to bring you the awareness of what social media and what the marketing business can do for your real estate business. So that's it. So anyway, we're going to go through a bunch of points today. As usual, I've got my notes. I've got to stay on topic because I'll just start rambling about a lot of different things. But I want to stay on topic, and I want to talk about the perspective that you have in your life right now. So as we go through the show, if you're watching live or if you're watching post-recorded show and you're watching this later, maybe just mention down in the comments some of the things that are relevant to you right now and how you see your life and maybe some of the things that you might change because of this. So I'd love to hear your comments, love to hear your feedback. This is the stuff that just gets me excited. I love to hear what you guys are up to. So post below if you can, and also share this with somebody who might need to see this in their life, because I know there's a bunch of struggling agents out there right now. Agents who are brand new, agents who have been here for a few years, are still struggling. The market's changing. There's things going on. Share this with somebody who needs it. That's all. Okay, so your perspective. How do you view your life right now? What's been going on? Where are you in the process of your business? So let me back up. Tony Robbins talks about the cycle of business. And I'm going to go this way, okay? So however you want to look at it in your camera. But starting over here, I'm brand new to the business, and I just got my license, and I've never sold a house, and I'm brand new, like just starting out, okay? All the way to I've been doing this forever and I'm just about to hang up my hat and retire and live off my income for the last bunch of years, right? So where are you in this realm of things? Where are you? Maybe you've been in it for a few years and you're trying to figure out how the next 10 years are gonna go. Maybe you've been doing it for 20, 30 years and you still have another decade until you wanna retire. I know some OGs who've been in real estate for 50 years and they're like, I'm holding out, and if I have to die at an open house, it's gonna go down that way. I hope not, but right, there's a lot of different perspective in where you are in your business. So if you're here and you've been selling real estate for 20, 30 plus years and you still have another decade, how are you thinking about what's going on with the real estate world right now? With technology, with Zillow, with apps, with VR, with all this kind of stuff. Where do you see you fitting in over the next 10 years? And how do you see yourself wrapping up your business as maybe you close it out? Is there something that over the next 10 years might say, you know what? This happened, so I'm out. I don't want to do it anymore. Or maybe what I thought was going to happen is changing, and now you can potentially sell your team or your book of business or do something like that. What I don't want to see is you not being prepared for something that's going to happen in the future, and we're having some issues, What I don't want to see is you guys not preparing for something that's coming in the future and being able to, what I'm trying to say is have the moment to take advantage of the market. If something happens overnight and you're like, I'm out, I can't sell any more homes because something happens, that would be the worst thing I could imagine for you. But if you prepare for it and you say, I see things coming, let me transition out of this and do something different, or let me retire now because it makes sense. I just don't want you to see us get stuck in an '09 situation anymore, where you've got so many eggs in your real estate basket and nothing's happening, and you have to go find another job somewhere. It's amazing the amount of real estate agents that I knew who had to go work part-time somewhere else, who had to go back to a job they did once before, just because they couldn't figure real estate out. So be ready for that. Okay, so going through some of the points that I want to talk about today. This is an interesting one. I'd say my family is probably super supportive of me, and Mom, if you're watching, awesome. Thanks for supporting the show. I know my dad's never been on social media, so he'll never watch this show. But we are an incredible family, and I appreciate them and their support and everything that they do. And I want to say that there's a lot of people who I've met over the years whose families don't support them as much, right? So maybe they steered them towards a certain college to go to. Maybe they made them go to college and they didn't want to. Maybe they felt pressured to go down some career or some path in life that they didn't love. And if you've got that kind of pressure and you're doing something right now in your life that you don't love, maybe you need to take a step back and say, who am I doing this for? Is it for my family? Is it to make them happy? Or is it for me and I'm just trying to make somebody happy in their life and make sure that my life is lived for them? So where are you in that process? You know, did you choose real estate, or did real estate choose you, or did your family choose real estate for you? So those are some of the things to consider of where you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it. I would say that, you know, if you've got to make a decision in your life that makes you happy and maybe your family won't be as supportive for whatever reason, maybe they don't think that you can find success in it, you've got to do things for you. It's your life, right? Like, I hate to say it this way, but someday your parents or your family will be gone and it's just going to be you. And if you're not loving what you're doing, you're not going to love them as much. You're going to despise them for making you want to do something that you don't want to do. So take a step back and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And if it's not making you happy, maybe find a way to make it happy, and maybe find a way to make it work for you. I'll give you a quick example. So my family was in construction. My dad had a HVAC business forever. He loved it. I felt like that was a route that he wanted me to go. I pursued it in school. I got my degree in it. It was the route that I wanted to go. And I knew the world was open to me. I could do whatever I want, but I definitely felt a lot of encouragement and push that way. And after a few years, I realized it wasn't what I loved. It wasn't what I wanted to do. So luckily for me, the market crashed. I lost my job, had to go a different route. I went into real estate that time. My parents were like, are you sure this is going to work? You know, real estate's tricky, you know, blah, blah, blah. We went to school for this. Are you sure this is what you want to do? And we made it work. But, you know, they were supportive at the time, but also like, make sure you're doing what you want to do. So my point is do things for you, do things that make you happy, because it's your life and you have to do it every single day. Your parents are just watching from the sidelines. So anyway, that's my thought on that. Okay, number 2, let things go. Okay, I used to hold on to things forever. I was the one that, like, when somebody offended me, I'd like hold that grudge forever, and it would just drive me down inside. And I know that there's a lot of you guys like that too. There's things that you have had happen to you. Maybe it's another agent that offended you. Maybe it's a client that offended you. Maybe it's your broker that offended you. Maybe I offended you. Who knows? What was something that happened to you, you know, that you were offended by, and that thing has just driven a stake through your heart forever, and it's been frustrating. To that Disney song, Let It Go, right? Let it go. Just let it go. The other person that maybe offended you, who didn't even know it, has let it go because they probably didn't even know that it happened. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. But their life's not being affected by it. Yours is. Your life is being affected by this thing that happened. It could be a week ago. It could be 10 years ago. It could be more. I've heard stories of people who've had things that happened 20 years ago to them, and they're still super offended by it. And they're still struggling with how they felt that thing went down. And because of this, they have hatred and anger and frustration and anxiety and all this stuff in their life, and it's affecting who they are because of how they let this one little event trigger their life. So consider letting things go. Again, the other person's not being offended by it. You are. So let it go. Just move on. Okay. Number 3. This is an interesting one, and a lot of people talk about this online, which is fun. So many people want success now, right? As I hear a lot of my parents' friends talking about it, their kids want what they want. How do I put this? People, millennials, and I'm in that category by like 20 days, barely. But there's people who want what their parents have spent a lifetime getting, and they want it now. Meaning that people see young people, I'm young. Young people see people in their 20s and 30s, see people in their 50s and 60s and the life that they have, and they want that now. And they don't see the 50-year effort of getting there. They just see where they are now, and they think that they should have that. They should have that instant success. And my reply to that would be to be patient. I think a lot of people want to have everything met in their life, all their goals hit, all their ambitions done. They want that big house. They want that awesome car. They want the checkbook. They want, you know, the bling. They want the lifestyle that they're working towards. And that's all that's on their mind. We talked about this a few videos ago, maybe in the post-production of this, we can link it up top here. But they want the life that was once shown to them, and they think they can have it overnight. And some people do, right? Like some people win the lottery, some people have overnight success, and it's not even overnight success, it's just the part that you see. I watched a video last night about this guy who set a goal of creating a company that was worth $100 million in 12 months, and he did it. He did it. In 12 months, he created a company from zero to $100 million. I mean, to me, that's overnight success over 365 nights, but still incredible. But I don't think people realize how long it's going to take them to succeed. And they get impatient and they struggle with it. And they get to this point where they're frustrated with themselves. They get burned out. They get worked up that they can't have the success that they see other people doing. And I think that it's a struggle for them. And so be patient. Be patient. Don't expect things to happen tomorrow or tonight or this week or this year. It might be a decade before you're selling 100 homes a year. It might be 5 or 10 years before people know your name in your area. Be patient. Time will come. As I said in that other video, enjoy the journey more than the success that you're going to get to someday. Just know that if you keep up your patterns and your habits and what you're doing, someday it will come. But most people, after 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, they look back, and that's the problem. They look back and they say, all right, what have I been doing? I've been putting in all this effort. I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor. This is so frustrating. I'm going to pivot and change and do something else. Maybe they're out of real estate. Maybe they stopped doing the thing that they were almost there to do. If you've ever read the book 3 Feet from Gold, you'll know what I'm talking about. Go check that book out if you haven't. But they're impatient and they want success now. So enjoy the journey more than the goal. You know, you're looking towards this thing that might be 10, 20, 30 years out, and you're so excited about that one thing, but you're missing the life that you're living in the moment. Guys, we're all gonna die someday. That's the end result. Are you looking forward to that moment, or is it the last 10 years that happened right before that? We don't know when that day is gonna come. So enjoy the moments that you have. Enjoy the time with your family, the struggle of work that you're going through, the little moments where you're thinking, why is this happening to me? Why isn't this working? And enjoy those little wins that you get along the way. Don't just think that someday you're gonna wake up and be like, okay, I made it, I'm out, I can live my life, I can do my thing. It's the journey that you gotta enjoy. And if you don't enjoy the journey, you're doing the wrong thing, because you're here for the wrong reasons. You're here for the goal, not the life to get there. Okay? I think we're on number 4. This is a good one too. Personal development done right is actually a strategy. It's kind of a fun way to think about it. So I've been to a bunch of Tony Robbins events. I've read a ton of self-help books. If you look at my bookshelf over there, there's tons of them. I think personal development is something that a lot of people neglect. They just feel like they're gonna wing it, they're gonna learn it along the way. It's a strategy. If you think about it, if you think about reading books and listening to podcasts and watching this show and going to seminars and improving your mind, yourself, your ability, it could be your real estate stuff, it could be emotional growth, it could be physical well-being and eating healthy. But when you have personal development, it becomes a strategy because you're planning for the future. So think about what are some of the goals on your horizon? You know, what does the next 5 or 10 years look like for you? We just talked about, you know, what you want your goal to look like and what the life along the way looks like. But what does 3 years out from now and 5 years out from now and 10 years out from now look like? Start painting that picture so that you can see what the road's going to look like to get there. And you may not perfectly understand what 10 years out looks like. I don't. I try to envision that, but I don't want to paint myself into some image that I'm going to get stuck behind, because maybe what I see in 10 years from now is this big, but in reality it could be this big, but I narrowed down my focus too much. So just keep taking those steps to get there is the point. But if you reverse engineer what you're trying to get towards, so let's say like that guy I just talked about, that video I watched last night, maybe we'll put the link in the video later too about what that video was, but he talks about creating this $100 million business, not profit, but total worth in 12 months. And he did it. That's the incredible thing, is he did it. And so he said, okay, I want to have this $100 million business, and I don't know what it is. And the whole video was about journaling. And he said, instead of just documenting along the way and saying, here's what I did today, and here's what I did today, and here's what I'm doing tomorrow. But you actually write down, how am I going to get to this $100 million business? So for you guys, if your goal is to sell 1,000 homes a year, and maybe that's impossible, someone else has done it. I've met people who've sold over 1,000 homes a year, so I know it's possible. Maybe your goal is 100, 1,000 or whatever. How are you going to get to that number? How are you going to get to this goal that you want to reach someday? So if you say, okay, 1,000 homes a year, and I'm trying to do the math in my head because I didn't do this before, but that's basically 83 homes a month, I think, 83.3 homes per month. If I have to sell 83 homes a month, that's almost 3 homes a day. That's possible, right? You probably have had some really good weeks, maybe. If you've sold 3 homes a day, that'd be awesome. Some really good agents that I know sell a home a day, which is incredible. If you can sell a home a day, you can sell 3 homes a day. You just got to have the team to support you for that. So if you're reverse engineering that, and I need to get to 3 homes a day, what does my life look like when I'm selling 3 homes a day? How many appointments? You got to know your numbers, right? How many appointments do I need to go on to sell 3 homes a day? How many listing agents do I need on my team? How many buyer's agents do I need to have on my team? How much money do I need to be spending on advertising? How many clicks on my website do I need to have? How many leads coming into my business do I need to have a day to sell 3 homes a day? If you know your numbers and your conversions and everything that you do in your business, you're going to know these numbers. So work it backwards. Remember, total number of houses you want to sell divided by 12, divided by 365 or 250 or whatever that number is, get to how many homes a day that you have to sell. And it's possible. Like, there's a way you could sell 3 homes a day. I know it. So work it backwards, know your numbers, develop the strategies that you need to implement today to get to the success that you're looking to achieve in the time that you want to do it. So whether it's a year goal or a 10-year goal or a 40-year plan, work it backwards and say, if I'm trying to get there by this date, what are the steps that have to happen all the way back? And make a 10-year goal, a 5-year goal, a 3-year goal, a 2-year goal, a 1-year goal, a quarterly goal, a monthly goal, a weekly goal, and a daily goal. Work it all the way back to that point. And that's how you're going to get to that point. Okay. I don't know what number we're on, but the next one is don't try to create the life you don't have. So we talk about documenting your life a lot around here. We have a vlog that we're just starting to roll out. I just saw the first episode last night. Let me just tell you, for being the main star of the vlog, I'm super excited. I loved it. It was great. I didn't edit it. I just recorded the content, but it was pretty cool. Big props to our editing team over here. You guys are unbelievable. But document your life and share it with others. What are you doing during the day? Make your life human, right? Share it with your clients, share it with your followers. You guys are real estate agents, and I know that you kind of live behind this business brand that you're building, which is awesome. But tell the story of who you are. What are you interested in? What do you do on the weekends? How do you live your life? What are the passions and hobbies that you have? Make it personal. People connect with people more so than they do with companies, right? Think about that. So document your life, record content. We talk about that in a lot of our stuff, of the content that you create. But the point is that I'm getting at here is don't try to create a life that you don't have. Again, people have been making attention to this lately too, is the young guys out there who are trying to get attention is they'll go rent a Lamborghini for the weekend and they'll go find an incredible house and take out a bunch of money from the bank and show this lifestyle that they don't really have. And then they'll go return all the stuff and go back to their condo or wherever it is that they live. And they're trying to show this life that they don't have. Guys, you're you. People are going to see you for you. If you pretend to have this fancy car and this fancy life, and then you show up in your Toyota Corolla to go show houses, like, well, where'd the Lambo go, right? So don't try to fake it. Just be who you are, and people will appreciate that more. I think they're going to want to connect with you more when they know who you are versus maybe the lifestyle that you think you want. So don't try to fake it. Just be who you are. Show your life, and maybe you want to hide some of the aspects of your life, right? Like maybe there's some things in there that you don't want to show people. That's fine. For me, I choose not to show my family on social media. It's just a choice I have. Doesn't mean I don't have a family. It doesn't mean I'm embarrassed by my family or I don't want to show them. I just don't show them because I don't want to expose my kids to that. But what are some of the things that you might be trying to glam it up on your life? It's fun to see some of the bloggers on Instagram and see, oh, I just got out of bed, but I look amazing and my makeup's all done and my hair's all done and I'm looking perfect. Like, great. If that's how you feel like you've got to show yourself, great. But just be you, be who you are. If you don't want to show the rough mornings, then don't record in the mornings. Maybe you wait till after you glam it up to get out the phone and start recording stuff. But start using stories and start using a vlog format and start posting more content to show who you really are. If you have a bad day and you're struggling with it, show it. It doesn't have to just be the highlights. If you think about a movie that just has the main character winning all the time and they get everything that they want and they're always having an incredible day, it gets boring after a while, right? Like think about the superhero movies with Batman and Spider-Man and all these, villain and hero type of environments. The hero struggles, they get beat up, they fall down, they have problems, stuff happens to them. You need to show those kind of elements in your life too. So make it interesting, show your weaknesses, show your strengths, show the listing that you lost. You maybe don't want to bring your clients into the video, but if you have to talk about getting fired from a job because you stood up for your principles and you wanted to do a price reduction and the client said no, post that stuff, guys. Post that. It'll help your future clients know that you know what you're talking about. And then maybe you go back and show when that client fired you that the house really did sell for the price that you told them that it would. Okay? Back it up. Show the reality of your life, not just the highlights and not what you think people want to see. People want to see the raw, real you. So go for that. Last one. Okay. What happens when you lose your motivation? And I've had that happen several times. And I know it's happened with you. You've had the days where you come back and you pull into the driveway and you're like, I am done with real estate. I am never selling another house in my life. I hate this job. Take this job and shove it, right? Like I'm done. And I know that's happened to you. It's happened to me. I remember going back to college. I changed my major at least 5, and I think it was actually 7 different times. I mean, I had computer technology, graphic design. I was going to become a pilot at one point. I was all over the place. And I've had a bunch of different careers, if you followed my story, since I've got out of college. My mind changes. I lose my motivation on things. I get super passionate about something for a little while, and then I'm like, all right, I got to pivot. But you've got to work with that. If you're not motivated, you got to keep going. And there's going to be different things that are going to motivate you. Maybe you're motivated for money. Maybe you're motivated for fame or for a lifestyle that you're trying to get to. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. What's motivating you? Are you super excited about real estate because you love real estate and houses and helping people? Or are you motivated because you want to stay in the current trends of real estate and someday you want to build a portfolio of 800 houses and you want to be, I can't think of the guy's name right now, owning a ton of property? Where are you in real estate? What excites you about it? If you got in it for the money, I guarantee you're going to lose your motivation. And someday you're going to say, you know what? I'm just not into it anymore because the clients are going to drive you down. Having to reduce your commission on a property is going to take your toll. Your broker's going to wear you out. Whatever it is, you're going to get frustrated. But if you're in it because you love it, and I said before, if you could do anything and not make a penny, but it just was something that you loved, you're probably going to be more motivated on that. And maybe there isn't a way to make money on the things that you're motivated on, right? Maybe you like to hike and you're like, I don't know how to make any money when I hike because I just like to be outdoors. Well, maybe you vlog about hiking and maybe it's a side thing. And maybe you say real estate's my day-to-day job and it's what I make my money on and it gets me by from day to day. But you need something on the side that maybe motivates you for a second. Maybe you start a side hustle that brings in some excitement into your life and gets you all ramped up and it maybe makes a couple dollars, but not enough to support you, but it's enough to keep you passionate about it. I know a really good friend of mine actually lives down the street and he has a full-time job and he's been doing it forever and it's consistent. It brings in benefits. He gets to work from home, which is awesome. Lucky for him. He used to have to commute 2 hours to this job, which he doesn't love, but it pays the bills and it's super flexible for him. It's a 9 to 4 kind of thing and it pays his job. But what he does on the side is incredible. He is an artist and he's an amazing artist. And Pat, if you're watching this, I love your work. It's incredible. And your wife is amazing too. But my point is that he gets to do this fun thing on the side. And I don't know how many hours a week he does it. I don't know how much time he devotes to it. But he paints these incredible scenes of the ocean with the waves breaking and just incredible ocean shots. And he sells these pictures. He's not making a killing off of them, I don't think. Maybe you are. But he's doing it because he loves it. And he blogs about it on Instagram. And he shows his studio and his artwork and during the middle of the process and what's going on. People buy his work. It's just incredible what he's doing with it and he loves it. And that's the point, is he loves it and it brings him excitement. And he has a full-time job. And I've talked to you about this plenty of times. If you don't love real estate and there's something else that you can do, find it, get into it, get out of real estate. It's just going to wear you down and you're not going to love it and you're going to need to do something else in life. But if that side thing, like for him and painting, isn't going to support your life full-time, you still need to bring in money, you still need the income. And so find out how you can bring in the income and do that side hustle thing. Maybe that side hustle thing is 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week. Maybe it slowly transitions into something else where it can support your lifestyle. But for now, keep the money coming in, keep doing what you need to do to make that happen. But my point is here is just keep staying motivated, keep focusing on the things that motivate you, keep driving, keep finding that things. And if it doesn't motivate you anymore, find a way to find that motivation. Find a way to just keep pushing you and driving you. And remember, guys, life is short. It's just a short little glimpse of time. It's going to be over before you know it. You need to find something that excites your life, because there's no point in living a boring life, right? Okay, guys, it's been a long one, but I appreciate you being here. I know that there is a lot going on in your life, that you can find a lot of success. Just enjoy your life. Go find something fun. I appreciate you being here. Get your questions answered. Make some comments below. Again, this show was all about your perspective on life, how you view it, how you see it, how you're going to do something different to enjoy your life. Thanks for tuning in, and go check out our Ask Erik Hammond show Mondays at 10 a.m. on my Erik Hammond page. It's tagged below in the description here, so go check that out. And thanks for being here. Those who hang out to the end, I appreciate it. I love you. We'll see you on the next show. Until then, happy Friday.